an ASX listing gives us access to a pool of specialist mining investors in a different jurisdiction to Canada. Second, Tombador has approximately 10 million Australian dollars in its shell. And on top of that, it will be raising between 5 and 10 million at a premium to our current share price, which is going to be strengthening our balance sheet from the start.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by GoviEx Uranium Head of Corporate Communications, Isabel Vilela. Isabel, very good to speak with you. Could you give us more details about the arbitration pause with the government of Niger?
Yes, so we're really pleased that we have announced that we've agreed with the Republic of Niger to extend the pause in our arbitration for another 6 months. Earlier this year, we had actually signed a letter of intent with them that agreed on a roadmap so that we could continue the discussions about the Muntanga Project, which you may recall had its license revoked last year. Of course, that there is no guarantee that we will end up in a binding agreement, but the key point here is that both parties are willing to talk and negotiate, and we want to keep the dialogue going. And just to be clear, the arbitration or the pause in arbitration is completely separate from our transaction with Tombador, so that doesn't impact the deal in any way, and the deal doesn't impact the arbitration either. So they're both completely separate.
You mentioned Tombador and that reverse takeover that you recently announced, Isabel. Fill us in on that and what's happening there.
Yeah, the Tombador transaction is moving ahead really well. Since we've signed the arrangement agreement in August, we had more than 40% of our security holders committing to support the deal, which is a very strong sign of confidence. On the Tombador side, they filed their circular with the ASX, and their shareholder vote is scheduled for early October. Our own security holders meeting is later in October. And since once these steps are complete and we get all of the regulatory approvals that we need, we are intending to close before the end of the year. So the process is on track, and we are feeling very good about the level of support that we are having and the progress that we are making.
And can you remind us about the rationale for that transaction, Isabel?
Yeah, first, an ASX listing gives us access to a pool of specialist mining investors in a different jurisdiction to Canada. Second, Tombador has approximately 10 million Australian dollars in its shell. And on top of that, it will be raising between 5 and 10 million at a premium to our current share price, which is going to be strengthening our balance sheet from the start. We also bringing in Matador Capital, which is a fantastic team and will be providing us with support. We'll also join as a cornerstone investor and advisor. On top of that, the transaction is also giving us a tighter capital structure because we are doing a share consolidation. And I think that is also important to mention that the GoviEx shareholders will be retaining 75% of the combined company pre-raise. And then we're also rebranding to Atomic Eagle, which will give us a much refreshed platform and a team that will continue to be focused on developing the Muntanga Project and realizing its full potential. So all in all, we see this as a great transaction and a truly transformational step for us.
Well, Isabel, I hope you'll continue to keep us updated on progress with both of those fronts. Thank you very much for taking the time today.
Thank you.
GoviEx Uranium Head of Corporate Communications, Isabel Vilela.